Hey, how you doing? It's Dan McDonald here, and you know me as the Life Regenerator on YouTube. This video is a test to test the Wi-Fi here at Camp Walden. The Woodstock Fruit Festival 2014 has not officially begun, but in the spirit of the Life Regenerator style, I'm going to have to be the first one to make a video here, and of course the last one as well, and I'm going to have to make more videos than anyone else in between that time. I just showed up here today with Natea. We flew in from San Francisco yesterday, got a nice little motel last night, got a rental car, an upgrade. That was really awesome. And so we're driving the Dodge Charger, which has some pretty good power. I think it's a V6, but it's got a little kick to it, so it's real nice. Anyway, showed up today. Already ran into Tim Van Orden. He's in good spirits. He's looking good. I love Tim. Dr. Sam is here, and we've already spent like an hour talking about a lot of things. Robert Lockhart and some of the other pioneers are already here a day early. So the spirit and the vibe here is already amazing. Every person that I've walked across and spoken to has really had a lot of love and respect in their eyes. So I definitely feel at home. I think this is going to definitely be the best year ever. And so I'm really, really excited to have a good time here. And I'm going to get as many interviews as I can. And I'm also going to make a lot of videos myself because I've been wanting to connect more and more. I've been going through some reintegration, which is funny because I'm always going through that because I'm always getting these downloads, and I'm also really working behind the scenes. I think maybe more than most people realize on my own health, on my own awakening, and on my own self-honesty. And it can be very difficult with the type of lifestyle that I live, this process of regeneration, which does, you bring in these certain types of foods like fruits and herbs as the food source, the living foods, to bring harmony to the body. And of course, you've always got to be working on the heart, and because the heart is capable of going either way. Depending upon what you commit to in the mind, your heart will go one way or the other. And I can see both sides of myself as a human being. I could go down that road of darkness, or I can go down the road of light. Not that one is more important than the other, but really I believe that the light is the underlying substrate. And so we want to make sure that we're aligning ourselves with divinity, and then we're working through our human limitations, perceived limitations, as far as the capacity to turn to the dark side and be angry and be critical and hate people and want to get even and that type of thing, which are the things that eat you up inside, which is another factor of health. So really, to purify your heart alone between you and the one living source of life that I call God, that's between you and that source. And you know it and it knows it, because it is always leaving a track within the field of what your thoughts are, what your actions are, and what your words are. And sometimes people think, oh, my thoughts don't matter, but they do. They affect you energetically, which affects the room energetically, which affects the people around you energetically, which affects the world. So you can do two different things. You can live by the fear, or you can live by the love. And I made my choice a long time ago and have continued to work out the obstructions to love and recommit and recommit and recommit, regardless of the challenges that can arise in this life. Okay, as you succeed, because you are a successful person. You're watching these Life Regenerator videos, and there's a reason why, because you are committed to having the best part of yourself arise. That is what Dan McDonald is all about. And the deeper and deeper that I've dug, the more and more I've realized this is very challenging, to go from the programming and the abuse and the trauma and the degeneration of a society and humanity itself, who thinks that, oh, this is totally normal, we're advancing, the way we eat, our technology, the way we think. But at the end of the day, what I've been seeing is a degenerative path. Ignorance abounding, and mediocrity as excellence, and lies being sold as the truth. Falsehood being sold as the truth. But if you want to keep digging deeper and finding more and more truth, I think that that's really awesome. Because what happens is you realize the truth of yesterday is not the truth of today. Not that yesterday wasn't the truth, but you found more through your experience. You found more truth, something more you want to share, a more enlightening experience. Maybe even negating, though, what you believed yesterday. So you have to keep your mind open and be prepared for the shifts that are going to arise as you commit to truth, because more truth will come, more realization will come, you know? And so it can be challenging to do something like this, make videos and whatnot, because I know that tomorrow I'll have revelations that will negate some of the things that I say on this video. And that's been one of the challenges that I've gone through. But yet, right now, I must share my love. I must share my truth. That's the position I've been put in. And I must impregnate this world with the level of consciousness that I'm at now, because I am committed to love. And so if a guy is committed to love, he should make videos and let people know that. And then maybe that'll plant seeds where others will commit to love. And then they'll begin to see their own potential to get like absorbed into the darkness and say, well, you know what? I'm going to recommit to love every single day for the rest of this life, and as long as it takes until I am love. And so I would say that to myself over and over again if I was you. I am love. I am love right now. I am love. That is the core, and that is your source. Your source is love. That is your true nature. Is love, buried beneath the ignorance, buried beneath the illusion, buried beneath the darkness, buried beneath the perceptions that you perceive, and then you become enamored of your own perceptions, and you love to be right, don't you? When you can get over the need to be right, then you can get on with your work. And then you can say, well, I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I do know that I'd like to share the love that I have in my heart right now, the creativity and the ideas and the concepts that have really helped me to blossom. Because we're getting ready for the next phase of life regeneration. It's huge right now. I've had a lot of wrenches thrown in my spokes. There's a lot of people out there in the world who want to bring me down. There's no doubt about that. Most of you don't know about that because I don't talk about it too much. I don't want to feed it too much. Yes, I've mentioned the haters, but I haven't mentioned the things that people have done to me on my YouTube channel and different other types of things that they've done to sabotage me. What's happening right now is I'm getting like thousands and thousands and thousands of emails from somebody got hold of my email and put it up on and signed up for all these things, and now I'm getting these emails from India and China, and it's just filling up my whole email box. It's hilarious. So I have to probably get a new YouTube account or a new Gmail account, just little stuff like that, you know. But to see, there's going to always be that, because people are going to try to hold you back and pull you down and sabotage you and make you have a bad name. But all they do is make you stronger. You know, that's what I'm saying to you as a Life Regenerator viewer, is that all the challenges that I've been through have done nothing but make me stronger. So my enemies are unaware that they're actually making me stronger, better, wiser person, because they don't understand the laws of nature and how it all works. The love that these people have here for me helps me to arise and awaken to the beauty of the work that's been done here on the Life Regeneration channel. This is a connector video. There's health information that's going to come that's going to blow everyone's mind because of these experiences that I've been having behind the scenes, not wanting to share, because the truth of the matter is that so few people understand. I don't meet anybody that eats like I do. You know, they're out there. I know that they are, but I'm talking about like orange juice for breakfast, cucumber juice for lunch, and then a watermelon for dinner. That type of diet can get you so cleaned out and so clear, it starts breaking loose all the stuff that's holding you back within your consciousness, which is related to hardened, indurated tissues within the body and blockages to the flow of energy through the nerves, and hardened sclerotic tissue and neurons in the brain from repetitious pathways of ignorance and repeated patterns like overeating or addiction to spices or food and things like that, where your brain is addicted but physiologically you're not hungry. So these are some of the teachings that are coming soon, so that I can help you to understand and make a decision. You think you're hungry, but you're not. Your brain is hungry, but physiologically you're not hungry. So people love to hear that. Eat all you want, it's okay, but really I don't believe in that either, because even too much fruit, which is a lot harder to do on mono diets, but too much raw food is too much food. And if it's going to bog you down and sever your connection with the unlimited and infinite divinity that is within you, that's why the fasting is so amazing, or the mono fruit diets and things like that, where your blood gets really clean and your glands get really clear, and you can perceive and absorb the cosmic radiation from the universe. And so it's very challenging. People are like, cosmic radiation, what the hell is that? Where's the science? I get all these bozos up here with science. If you can't see that science is so far behind the times, I don't even want to have a conversation with you, because science is bought out a long time ago. Yes, there's good scientists. Yes, there's good doctors. But in general, in a profit-driven society, you have to ask yourself, what are the person's motives to get to the core of truth? You know what I mean? There is no science for this stuff, and there won't be. And it'll be a 50 to 100 years before people truly understand the information that I'm going to be sharing in the coming months. Okay, so I have to be prepared for that. That human beings are not going to pick up on this, because most of them are not going to think about this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year like I do, so that I can get the downloads, so that I can get the information and the knowledge that I need to turn it into wisdom and application in my own experience. Because I love making YouTube videos, and I love the fact that I've got a nice healthy career and that I can pay my child support and take care of my responsibilities. But there will never be a time in my life when any of that supersedes my insane monomaniac focus on getting to the core of what causes human health. But not only that, human regeneration, individual as well as collective, so that I can share that information before I leave this planet. Because human beings, I see it every day, hundreds of emails, are degenerating with disease conditions, and they don't know why that's happening. And I've got a very clear idea, because of some of the amazing experiences that I've had over the last several years on raw foods, and particularly the most recent experiences as I get more disciplined and focused and ability to stay on course with my food experiments, as well as being able to continue on with the systematic undereating, which has so many bozos out there have frowned upon and poo-pooed. And then, I got little tiny people that don't understand anything slow me down in my path to get to the core of the truth, the highest levels of consciousness and awareness, through the process of eating and fasting and regenerating at the highest levels. So I've got to quit letting little clowns that don't understand health at all slow me down. So that's the one thing I'll never do again. I'm here to help people. Like I said, I need to get over the fact that anyone's ever going to agree with this health information, because it is eons beyond your doctor, it's eons beyond your dietitian, and it's eons beyond so many of the health educators out there. They don't see the fundamental underlying issues, which I'm going to have to address in videos in the future. Okay, but right now I ain't going to try to do that. This is a tester and a connector, and I'm sorry that I've been so distant for so long. I really am. I'm sorry that I've been so distant for so long. I've just been trying to protect my children. I've been trying to protect my girlfriend. I've been trying to protect my income. You know what I mean? Because of course we all know that ATM's all about the money, right? But that's just stupid. Anyone that thinks that is an idiot and is not paying attention and is just projecting their unresolved issues with money. I love money because you can pay your child support with it. And when your kids have a healthier environment, I mean, my kids lived in a slum. My kids lived in a slum with a bathtub that was falling through the floor for years, slugs crawling through the walls, and rats living in the house. My kids lived in that until I could step up my game. And now I put them into a 2-bedroom apartment. Now I'm going to move them to a 3-bedroom apartment. And it looks like I'm going to be willing to try to figure out a way to live my path in the highest truth with water fasting and fruit diets and getting skinny and weird and being semi-dysfunctional sometimes during the fasting process. Other times you're highly functional and very clear. Other times you're moving through toxins and debris and it's very challenging days. But to keep this career going so I can handle my responsibilities and stay on track with this thing that I've got in my heart, which is to regenerate myself. And I'm so glad to be who I am. I'm a little bit tearing up right now because I did do so much damage to my body, but a lot of it wasn't my fault. My mom didn't know how to produce a baby with a healthy nervous system and a healthy endocrine system. And then when I did all the things that I did in my life as a young man, starting as a teenager and then all the way through my 20s and into my early 30s, creating damage, as long as it was with my eating habits and the environments I lived in and the thoughts I was thinking, no wonder I'm barely, you know what I'm saying? Dude, it's like there's been a lot of hurt here. There's been a lot of pain and ignorance and a lot of damage. I was a fool, because that's the world I was raised in. Overeat all this junk food, smoke and drink and snort all these drugs. I mean, because that was what was cool. That's just what we did to escape our pain. Like the whole thing with Robin Williams, man. I get it, man. I know what it's like to walk around with buried pain. The whole world loves you. I relate to Robin so well. I'm not going to do it, though. Anything like that. I wish I could have just talked with him, I understand. It's like you're walking around and everybody, well, not everybody loves you. Some people hate you. But thousands, every single day. Doesn't matter where I go, every single day, unless I'm at home. People don't come knock on my door. But if I'm out and I go to a grocery store or Walmart, people see me and they recognize me and they appreciate the work that I do. And that would have been the same thing with Robin Williams. The guy was a riot, a genius. And so people see that genius coming through me too in a certain way. Like all Dr. Sam and Tim, they were all commenting on, wow, you're one of a kind, dude. They envy me for me being able to get up here and just, hey, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing to lose by doing this. And the world can love you back, but if you don't learn to love yourself, it won't mean anything. And I know what it's like to walk around with buried pain. The world loves you, and they think you're just so great. And the women think you're a hunk. And the dudes love you because you're so honest and so courageous to get up here and just to spill your guts and to teach against all odds, against just constant barrage, and people can see, wow, Dan's not the strongest guy in the world or the most stable. He doesn't have a good nervous system or a good upbringing, but he does have one thing. He has a set of you-know-whats and a heart that is like a lion's. To get up here, because it's not that I'm not afraid, it's just that I bring more courage to it. I bring courage, and that surrounds the fear and encapsulates it. And then the courage is there, and the fear is still there, but it's encapsulated with the courage of, hey, look, I'll tell you about the diet, and I will tell you about the things that we're going to be talking about here in the future. It's going to go so far above and beyond. I'm moving out of the raw food scene and into the scene of my own world of true healer, true knowledge, it will be understood by few, which has been part of the fear. Like, wow, once I start sharing this stuff, a lot of people are not going to get it, and you might lose your career. But I've had to get over that. I told my ex-wife, I know we're doing well now, but this is me. That's that old human part. Like, I think I'll be well cared for. You know what I mean? but I just want to make sure my kids are safe, and I want to keep moving forward. All the money in the world cannot buy me what I want, because discipline is my I love it. I love mastering myself, because fasting, simplicity in diet, laser beam focus with where your thoughts are going, what your thoughts are doing, what are you thinking at the level of the unconscious, what are you telling yourself, what are you programming yourself with? Unbelievable stuff here. The potential is infinite. And that is all there is to it. And if anyone wants to argue with me about the science, you just lost. Because we are infinite beings. We are infinite, and the potential is infinite. And it resides inside of you. And it's been called many things. One of my favorites is the kingdom of heaven, because my Christian brothers and sisters can understand that. The kingdom of heaven is within you. And then the self, for my brothers and sisters who have been saturated more with the Eastern teachings. The self, the unlimited self. Did you know that the self and the kingdom of heaven within you are the same thing? So that there is no East and West. Not for Dan McDonald, not the Life Regenerator. There's only one holy and divine truth. And if you're a Christian and you have true, honest, divine love in your heart, amen. And if you're a Buddhist and you have true, divine love in your heart, amen. And if you're a Muslim and you have true, divine love in your heart, amen. And if you're a agnostic or an atheist with true, divine love in your heart, amen. Do you understand what I'm saying here? I have come to bridge the gap, to knock down the walls, to unify. Never did so well with the raw food thing. But mostly, 99% of the people that are in this health food movement here at the Woodstock Fruit Festival can dig it. They see the love and respect that is shown to me by these people is amazing. And it fills me with joy. Because when you are online, it looks like a frickin' monkey house with a bunch of retards that are like, on drugs or something, that have just I don't know, they're just so negative. But you want to get out of that kind of thing, because negativity will never heal you. Negativity will never give you abundance. Negativity will never help you to shine bright. It'll destroy you. That's what's destroying the world. They don't know what we are. We've forgotten what we really are. We've forgotten the divine love. And I ain't perfect either. And I'm not trying to sit here up on these videos and pretend like I am. Like I don't have challenges in my relationships in this life, or wanting to be a better father, or try to share this information on the YouTube and the Insiders Club and trying to share this to the best of my ability. I'm responsible to share this stuff. It has to come across to be the best that it can be. But sometimes perfection is the enemy of the good enough. It's good enough, Dan. Put it out there. Just put the video up. I make 5 videos a day. And one of them might go up. But lately, hardly any of them do, because of what I've been going through personally. And I'm trying to bust through. And it's just like, Dan, just be authentic. Be vulnerable. Those that hate are going to hate. If they're not hating on you, they're going to go find something else to hate, because they don't want to look at the hate within themselves. It's all an outward projection. I own it. I own the dark side of being human. That gives me power to work with it, to transform it. If I don't own it, look at it and see it as a potential, it'll run me. But no, I want to be responsible and not be ran by negativity and anger. I'm not saying I don't get angry, or that there's not the potential for anger within this experience. But I consciously choose through discrimination. Do you see? Through discrimination, I have decided that love, just from what I've learned, must be better than fear. It must be stronger, more powerful, more expansive energy field to align with love than it does hate. It just makes sense because love unifies, and you can see through the quantum field that God is all that is. Even in the science, for the scientific people, you want scientific proof, just study quantum physics for a few years and you'll get it. After you study quantum physics, you'll be like, there is a God, because that's just what we call that quantum field. That is the table, is the air on top of the table. It's what makes the table up. It's what created the tree that made the table. And it's the totality and it's unity. And then hate divides and separates. I hate you. You have different colored skin than me, or you live on the other side of the line that we've arbitrarily drawn. So you throw rocks, like the whole thing with the Israel thing, and everyone wants me to talk about that. It's just human nature. I don't try to fix it on the outside. I try to fix it on the inside. And when I have aligned myself and become complete peace, maybe then I'll go out into the world and I will try to make a difference and try to bring peace to those. But I believe that peace starts from within. Peace starts with me. And so I have been constantly working towards more peace, harmony, and love. Those are just some of the thoughts that I've had. This video was a bit longer. But I just been wanting to connect. I used to connect with my viewers a lot more, but I started hiding a lot more and just like going through the motions so that I could protect my career, so that I could protect my income, so that I could protect my loved ones. And that's what a man does. I mean, I will tell you this. Usually I don't try to toot my horn too much. I have a little bit of ego, or a lot, or who cares? I don't care if the ego's there or not. It's a good little thing to have, I guess. Otherwise, who would push the red button? But I'm a man now, you see? I am a man now, and I have earned that title, Dan the Man, because a man takes care of his family. A man does the best he can in all situations with everything that he does. And that's what I do. I do the best that I can, and I think people see that. And I think that anybody who's jealous is going to attack me, because becoming a man takes hard work. It's a lot of heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, focusing on doing what's right and recommitting day in and day out. It can take a lot of inner work, just like it takes a rocket a long time to launch off the planet. It takes a lot of fuel at first, but once you leave the gravitational pull of these bad habits of not being a man, of being a boy, a little boy in the sandbox, not taking responsibility, you know what I mean? For, you're just blaming others, and it's ridiculous. You have to take responsibility for yourself if you want to be a man. You have to take responsibility for where you're at and how you've arrived in this place. And I know that I'm responsible through my thoughts, my words, and my deeds, that I've ended up where I'm at right now with all the things that are construed as positive and all the things that are construed as negative. If I am doing well in my career right now and making enough money to support my kids in a real well way, I brought myself to that place by focusing on abundance and working hard. And the things of the people that are still like bothering me and stuff like that, that's my own choice to allow that to happen. So if I was Superman and perfect and impervious, then that would be great, but I probably wouldn't be that relatable now, would I? Dan McDonald, he doesn't have any problems. I feel like a fool. Well, no, I've got plenty of opportunities for growth. Let's put it that way. Let's put it into that languaging. There's a lot of room for growth, and I love growth. I love seeing myself grow. It's one of the things that the people around me notice about me. They're like, Dan, you're always evolving at an amazing breakneck speed, and it's going to continue to accelerate. And so I'm going to be authentic. Do I have all the answers? Of course not. But am I willing to get up here and share to the best of my ability this fanatical desire to get to the core of truth as it relates to human health, human love and relationships, and the illumination of the mind, the quieting of the mind, and the peace that arises from that. Woodstock Fruit Festival 2014. Hey, kiddo.
Dinner time.
Dinner time?
Fruitarian dinner.
What's for dinner?
I don't know. They said it's a clean, simple dinner.
Clean, simple dinner at Woodstock Fruit Festival? More than likely. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Peace. 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 May the angel of peace be always everywhere.